Greetings Internet and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. This episode will be, we're doing just about to start turn 8, so this will be episode 9 of my playthrough of D-Day at Tarawa by Decisions Games. As I say, we're going into turn 8 and yeah, it's getting tough. But let's get down to the board and see what's going on. So as you can see, I'm starting to penetrate a little bit here. This has slowed me down. I've got to really think about what to do about that Japanese position. But I'm trying to cut the island. If I can get across, brilliant. That's the aim. The aim for these guys is to take this part of the map, and then eventually the two sections to come together. That's the overall plan in my mind. The Japanese might have something to say about that as I do it, because there are still 2 armoured units sitting here, and there's obviously plenty of Japanese. The losses haven't been astronomical for either side, to be fair. I am playing a little bit more cautious about going into close combat. It might not seem like it, but I'm not rushing it. I'm trying to cut communications first and then doing things. The Japanese have got those 3 markers up and available. The RPA. M will appear next turn, and then the last one will be on turn 11. So yeah, going is good. Now, what have I actually achieved victory-wise? Okay, so I've got to take some of these positions, and I'm going to put some blue markers on just to show what I've actually taken and achieved. So if we look at this here, this is one position, and I've taken it. It's successfully taken because nothing is projecting fire on it anymore from any other position. So this is fine. This is now mine. So that's 1 out of the 12 that I require. Sometimes it's useful to recheck the victory conditions. Okay, so I'm playing the full game. So upon completing turn 15 is the first time I have to do a victory check. In the 2 days of hell scenario which I'm playing, determine which Japanese positions you secured, as defined in 14.2. We'll have a look at that rule in a moment. You win the scenario decisively if you've secured 20 position hexes. Not positions, position hexes. So that is actually 2 position hexes. 18 to go. Okay. Of which at least, you win the scenario if you can secure 20 position hexes, of which at least 3 project a printed field of fire into the southern beaches. So I'm going to take something over here that projects fire into beaches, southern beaches. So if I take that completely, that's 3, of which at least 3 project a printed field of fire into the, so if I take all of that, that would suffice that, but I'm still taking 20 position hexes. You lose the scenario decisively if you secured less than 12 position hexes. Okay, and if you do not win or lose, the scenario continues on turn 30. So my first victory check is on turn 15. But then it refers to rule 14.2, victory conditions. Okay, it's about how to secure a position. A position is secure if all 3 of the following requirements are met. First one, the position hex is occupied by a US unit or garrison. 2, all position hexes projecting intensive fire, it's not fire or steady fire, it's intensive fire into that hex, are also occupied by US units or garrisons. And US communications can be traced from that position. Okay, so these 2, there's no units projecting intensive fire into these hexes, so that's definitely under my control. Then here, okay, there is an American, well, actually, they're not, because I haven't got a garrison or a US unit in either of those two hexes. So I need to get garrisons in here. They're not going to be able to reinforce because there's zone of control. Control here, but they're not a position I've got to get a garrison in there or a US unit, so they don't count. This position group, okay, nothing is projecting fire into that hex or that hex, intensive fire. So there's actually my first victory point. This one here, anyone projecting intensive fire into this group hex? No. So that's my second one. This hex here, anything projecting intensive fire? No. So that's my third one. He says looking for a blue cube. This one, anything projecting intensive fire into this hex? There's lots of steady fire, but no. So there's my fourth one. Okay, so I've got 4 and potentially 2 more there. 5, 6. Potentially that one there is 7. I'm not doing so bad. This one here has got intensive fire zone projected into it, so it doesn't count. Nothing else along here. So I need to get those 2. So we've got 4 over there. So let's have a look further along this way. Okay, so I don't get anything for these until I get a garrison them. This hex here has got nothing projecting into it, so that counts. This one definitely doesn't. It's got red intensive fire into it, so no. Those don't until I get someone in them. This guy, has he got any intensive fire projecting into him? No. So that one counts. And this one, it's got brown, but I occupy the brown. So that one counts as well. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 occupied with a potential, and I'm going to use white here, 8, 9, moving across over here, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I've actually almost achieved the minimum to keep the scenario going. 7 more on top of what I've got in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns, and projecting fire across here, and I actually win this scenario decisively. This is where I ask you guys to let me know, have I made a cock up there? Am I understanding the victory? Because it uses the word position hex rather than position group. It uses the word intensive fire rather than any fire that's projected. I actually think last time I played it, I was looking at any fire projected. I might have actually won that last time. So it does behoove to actually read the victory conditions. But anyway, any comments? Have I actually got that right in my understanding? I'm not going to keep all these cubes on. It was just I thought it might be, as we've now completed 7 turns, we're about to go into the 8th, it might be worth having a look how close or how far we actually are from winning this. But back to the sequence. We are in the amphibious phase. There are no reinforcements coming in, so we are just doing the guys that are wading to the shore, and it's taking, as we know, a long time. 1, 2. I'm just moving them up off camera, of course. Buffoon. 1, 2. So we're getting there slowly, and then we've got the 2 guys off the southern over here. Yeah, we want to get out of the water as soon as possible. Yeah. Okay, so that's the amphibious phase. And now we'll draw an event card. Okay, 2 to 10. Place a US hero on any US unit and add a depth marker to 1 Japanese unit. Okay, swings and roundabouts. We get our second hero. There is a finite amount of these. I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got Ryan on the board and was it Hawkins? And now we have Shuttle. Where to place him? I've got to do this before I place the Japanese depth marker. That's the way I understand it. It's this area where we need the more actions. So yeah, I'm taking these all off. I think I'm going to place, I've got this guy next to the HQ, so he doesn't need, this is me bugbear. I've got to take this position. So we'll place another American hero there. And yeah, let's get rid of all these cubes at the present moment. So yeah. Okay, so that's all that's the event. Not bad. Oh no, I've got to do yeah, that was the swing, now the roundabout. Alright, so the Japanese get depth. Place beneath a non-tank unit with no depth in communication, closest to a US unit. So what are close to US units without depth? Alright, well looking over here, there's this unit. This one is not in communication because I've got a unit which projects a zone there. Can't get communication through that, and definitely not through an American unit, so he can't get depth. Okay, moving along. Anywhere else, he's already got depth, he's got depth. Adjacent to American unit. If none of the Japanese were adjacent, then we'd go 2 hexes away and 3 hexes away. So there is only 1 unit that is actually eligible to receive a reinforcement or a depth marker. And that's this little dude here. I was going to say something else. That is a coastal position, so he gets a coastal depth marker. There it is. And there he is. Right. That ends that random event. Okay, next up is the fun part, is it? The Japanese fire phase. Draw a card, and we're looking at, right, we still have got no M, so that's just orange. Red needs double units, but it will hurt my armor. And the blues are on R, which is reinforce, replace, and such forth. And artillery. 1 plus 9 others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there'll be an artillery fire as well. Darn it. Yeah, we haven't quite taken enough artillery. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I've been diddling myself. And I'll show you why. This hex here, I actually put a naval bombardment into it. And I think that's got an artillery symbol. I think that takes that out. Let me just double check. Yep, diddled myself. The artillery in an artillery position is permanently destroyed if occupied by a US unit or if hit by a US naval fire. That hex has been hit by naval fire 2 turns ago. So that actual artillery is now only made of wood. It's a pretend gun. So I'm going to put a destroyed marker in there. Oh, I've got to find the destroyed markers first. There we go. And interesting. Artillery destroyed. That's a heavy gun. So that removes one of these red cubes here. Now looking at that card again, they've only got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They need 1 heavy plus 9 any. Plus 9 any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm not going to be hit by artillery fire. Okay, so we go back to this fire card and we're starting with orange in this area, and it's got an M on it, but we don't have to worry about the M. So this unit here, anyone in his fire zone, he's in his steady, and we're looking at, let's put the card so you can see it, at circles. So he's in a steady fire zone, and they are in the steady fire zone of this guy. So it can only affect one, so it affects the one with the most steps between those two, and that'll be this guy, unfortunately. So okay, so that's that unit done. Any other orange around here? No. Carrying on. Moving the camera. Orange here, no one's in his fire zone. This one here, anyone within his? No, and no. Okay, that's a brown. Any more orange down here that can fire? No. No. Okay, so that's the orange. Now we're looking at the red, and this requires 2, which unfortunately there are 2 little shits here. So he will fire. Is that an intense fire zone? Of course it is. So that engineer that I boldly moved into there to isolate or put this guy out of line of communication has been shot at by this reinforced Japanese unit by the event. Because if it hadn't been reinforced by the event, he wouldn't have been able to fire. They're fighting back. That's another one of my guys. They don't count towards the catastrophic losses. I don't like using engineers because they're useful in the latter part of the game. They create the things that allow to create garrisons. So that now puts him back in communication. Glad there's no, we're past the reinforcement in the random event, but we've got to take him out quickly. And he's going to become active again in a moment because that's what the blue on the card's going to say. Right, okay, so we're looking at red double. Nothing here, nothing along here. Right, okay, this guy, definitely a double. And okay, so he's in a steady, but he's got a diamond. It's, I'll bring the card, remind you what it is. It's a circle, so he's not targeted. Ah, wait a minute. It has got the armor symbol. If that had been a diamond, he would have taken a step loss. It's not. It's not an intensive fire area. No. Oh, come back. Come back. There we go. Don't want to flip them over by accident. Okay. Stop it. Right, over here, this is a steady zone. And we're looking at circles. He's got a diamond. He's got a circle. Oh, blimey. Okay, first step loss. For that, well, it's not first step, on the reduced unit. Okay, and this lot here will also fire into the projected C zone. And there's an engineer wading through, and he takes a step loss because he is a circle. Okay, don't like that position, it's causing me problems. Okay, this red position we've taken, so we're okay here. This red here can't see down here, so we're okay. All right, cool. Then we go back and we're doing blue, and it's R. Okay, so this guy, blue and an R, and we are in, he is in communication. It's occupied US units in field of fire, definitely. Resupply. Man, place a depth marker if none. Oh, great. What a combination of travesty there. This unit getting a depth marker, which then allowed it to fire. I'll put the card in here. So it got the depth marker from the random event, which then allowed it to fire with a card draw, taking out that unit. I mean, if it had more than one step, maybe I shouldn't have pushed it there, which then opens the communication to this guy, which then allows him to be reinforced. All that time and effort. It took an, I mean, he's taking the gun out, but man. Oh. I do love this game, but it does. It's frustrating. But yeah, there we go. In they go. So I've got to do it all over again. Any other blue? All right, so we've got a blue R back here. I don't think that's because it's an inland position and I'm not within 2 hexes of it, so we don't have to worry about most of these blue. Right, we do have a Japanese tank here, which means it's doing what? An overrun. If that had been a triangle, he would have taken a loss, but it's not. Okay, instead of fire zone, remember that their fire extends 1 extra hex, so no, nothing from there. This is mine and mine. Blue, blue, blue. Now this blue here is within 2 hexes of an American unit. So it thinks it's unoccupied in Japanese communication within 2 hexes, reinforced, place a reserve unit and a depth marker. So it did here last time and now it's doing here this time. But they're running out of reinforcements. So that goes there. And a depth marker, it's definitely inland, so I'll take an inland depth marker for that hex. Okay. Moving along, we have this here. Steady fire. We're looking at a circle, if you remember the card. So, oh, wait a minute. It's got the R. Let's see what the R stands for. It's in a coast position, occupied US units in field of fire. Resupply, place depth marker if none. It does have one. Or fire. So it fires. So nothing to that unit. We're looking at circles. So wherever else that projects fire, doesn't project fire here, or here, or here. into the water, into these two hexes, it does, but it's a circle, and neither of those two units have circles, so they don't take any further losses. I think that's it. The Japanese fire card done. As we said, we worked out the artillery doesn't fire. Remembering my naval gunfire, so that's Japanese fire done. Okay, so we move the phase marker along to me. Yay! Get to do something. Right, I'll get me 3 markers, US actions, and I will mark all the other hexes where I get free actions. At least we don't have that bugger patrolling anymore. So he's active, they're active, and that's about it. Oh, and this one because he's adjacent to the HQ. Okay, so those 3. Not good. Moving along to over here. Okay, so we've now got a hero there, HQ, and that's pretty much the free actions done. I mean, we do have a free action on disrupted unit, but yeah. I've got 3 actions. I know if we go into this hex here in close combat, he has and we have to go into close combat. There's no other option. But he will have one card for himself, 1 card for the depth marker, and 1 card for the CC, and 1 card for the strength. So he'll be on 4 cards. Whereas I'll be on 5 cards. Don't like that, but that's the only way to get rid of him. I have to go into close combat with him. I think I might bring up the engineer and then go in next turn. Maybe I'll just fire on him this time, try and disrupt him. What's he in? Is he in a... He's in a building, so yeah, I think it might just be a fire there. Right, let's go back over here with the ongoing saga of this bugger. Now he's currently disrupted. Or is he? No, he's not. No. It was blue, so that disruption comes off. Yeah, the blue would come off, and he's got his depth marker there. Do we go in? He hasn't got close combat on him, but he's got 3, and he'll have his depth, which gives him another card. But I've been fanning around here now. I think it's time to put these 2 units in. So he'll go in, and that will be 1 US action and a red. Okay. I'm going to move Ryan forward here. He's got to stop there. And we're going to move the engineer forward. Okay. Move the HQ back. HQs can't go into close combat, which sort of makes sense. Okay, over here, I've still got 2 actions. One of them will be to move this up. We'll then fire from here. So his fire value is 8. Targeting there. So it's 8 to 4, but it's doubled because of the building. Depth, oh, that's a good point. 8, okay. That's a good point. If he's double, because he's in a building, not easy, is it? Okay, so US fire. At the present moment, it's possesses all the weapons. Yes. No, he doesn't, because he hasn't got close combat. So even firing on them, so no. Attack strength at least double. It's not. It's 8 to 8. Attack strength less or equal. Japanese unit with depth. I'd become disruptive if I did that. So let's not do that. If I move from there to there, that's enough from infiltration, and I could take a loss there. If I fired the tank, no, you can't. It's not projecting a field of fire on there. So let's move the tank up. That will take my last action. Is that really what I want to do? It's not. I've got so much I want to do. Yeah. So much I want to do. Okay, so that unit with the HQ could go to here. These units here could go back to here. Let's do that. US action taken. 1, 2. No one's projecting fire into that hex, so that's fine. This unit here can then go 1, 2. And this unit here, free move, can go to the HQ. Okay, so we're moving units up. That was my last free action. Oh, sorry, not free action, my last actual action. What do I want to do with these here? As the hero, it's an intensive zone. That's a steady zone. Can't move the tank now, because that requires an action. So yeah, what to do? I've got these freebies, but I really don't want to get them involved with this dude yet. If I move from here to here, is there an advantage of doing that? I mean, we're projecting control there, but not there. So no. So I've got actions, but not really much I want to do with them. He is a real pain. But now I've brought the engineer up. So next time, who has got a flamethrower, it'll give me an extra card, an extra 2 steps. So yeah, next turn, unless you do something dramatic. Okay, I'll remove the disruptions from my guys. And we've got one close combat to do over here. So there's my US action marker, the Japanese, the American. I'll leave the artillery destroyed in there. Okay, so we've got 7 steps, and the Japanese have got... Okay, well, we'll work it out. Let's work it out. Okay. Too many charts. Right, okay. Draw cards for each side. For the US, draw 1 card for each US step in the combat, up to a maximum of 4 cards. Okay. Then draw additional cards. 1 card of an engineer with a flamethrower, 1 card for a US hero present. Alright, so I didn't need those 2 units. So we've got 4. But then again, it gives me options there. So I'm drawing 4 cards for me. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the Japanese, draw 1 card for each depth marker and unit in the combat. So that's 2. 1 card of the Japanese is attacking. They're not. 1 card of Japanese total strength is equal to or greater than 4. It is, so they get another card there. None of them are close combat. Japanese get 3 cards to my 4. Interesting. Okay, Japanese attack first, and the position is blue, so we're looking for a blue on this card. There isn't, and there's no close combat event on that card either. So, phew, that goes to the discard pile. My card, looking for position blue. No, and there is no close combat on that either. So, no. Back to the Japanese for their second card. Blue. There is blue. Okay. That means I lose a card. So I'm going to put that back on the discard pile. Not the discard pile, the draw pile. And there is no close combat event. One of my units gets flipped over. The largest one. That card is then gone. I need a blue. Come on, blue. Excellent. That removes the depth marker. And the final Japanese card. Good point remembering that one. Oh, wait a minute. And it's got conscript. That's an event. Conscript surrender. They're not conscripts. They're an elite unit. So that being one of the white background units, yeah, he would have gone. I think that's what it means. If the Japanese unit is not a HQ and is a 111P or a 4FC formation, which he isn't, they would have surrendered. So they don't surrender. But we've got rid of that depth marker and their final card. So that's useful. Okay, which means hopefully this will have a blue on it. Because then I'll take this position. Otherwise, we fall back out. Eeny, meeny, miny, yay! Okay, excellent. We've taken that position. He's in communications, therefore he goes to the eliminated box. This is an elite unit. My guys go back. We've got 5 steps in there. I've done it again. I picked up. We've got 6 steps in there, which is allowed. A bit dangerous. And yeah, I've picked up these guys. Oh man, where were they? 1, 2, they're about here. Seem to get carried. These guys, move forward. You're in the bloody way. Anyway, so yeah, that was eventually successful. Cost a bit of blood, but we did it. We're in. I think I can pick up these US actions now, and that ends the turn. So I'll move the phase marker back. Yep. My 3 US actions have come off. The turn track will now move into turn 9. There's a white cube, which I will now move over to show that this is this counter here, which is the M, and one more to come. No disruptions. I've got to clear. Right, well, let's bring it back to the top. It's getting tough. I think I said that about 3 turns ago. It's getting tougher. Oh man, I do like this game. Yeah, there's a lot to consider, and yeah, it keeps me engrossed every time, every turn, especially when with those Japanese fire. I mean, that combination that happened over there, I mean, it forced my hand. I had to go in because it was just taking forever to get that position. So yeah. Other than that, gradual progress. I can see the Japanese firming up in the centre. It's like they've listened to me talking, haven't they? I said, I'm going across there. Okay, well, put some reinforcements in the way. Yeah, up to you. Thank you. And that Japanese close combat position, I have to go in. I have no choice. Oh dear. But anyway, that's for the next video after this one. All I can say is play games, have fun, comments much appreciated. But until next time, bye internet.